Welcome to the lecture on electromagnetic field theory. In that, we'll study radiation. The contents of the topic are introduction, types of antennas, solution of potential functions, radiation from Hertz dipole. So radiation is the introduction. Antenna or aerial is an electric device which converts electric power into radio waves and radio waves into electric power. It is usually used with a radio transmitter or radio receiver. A radio transmitter supplies an oscillating RF electric current to the antenna's terminals, and the antenna radiates the energy from the current as EM waves or radio waves. In receiver antenna intercepts some of the power of an electromagnetic wave in order to produce a tiny voltage or small voltage at its terminals that is applied to a receiver to be amplified. So there are two types of antennas. One is a transmitting antenna. It is used in the transmitter. Here in the transmitter, the signal to be transmitted is modulated with high frequency signal, and after modulation the signal is amplified and is applied to the antenna, and this antenna radiates the signal in the channel or air. In the receiver, we have one receiving antenna. Antenna intercepts the electromagnetic wave, and this is in the form of RF signal. This signal is very low in amplitude. This can be amplified by using RF amplifier. Then this RF signal is mixed with the low frequency signal from the local oscillator in a mixer. So the mixer will give some and different frequency, and it is called intermittent frequency. This IF frequency signal is amplified and it is again applied to the audio frequency amplifier. This signal amplifies the signal and it is applied to the loudspeaker. Then you will get the sound here. So antennas are used in radio broadcasting or broadcast TV, radar, radio detection and tracing, in cell phones or mobile phones, satellite communications, wireless microphones, RFID tags, Bluetooth enabled devices, wireless computer network, door openers, etc. The rigid metallic structure is called an antenna, while the wire form is called an aerial. The types of antennas. So wire antennas, there are different types. One is dipole antenna used in the TV, monopole antenna here, then loop antennas also used in radio and TV, helix antennas are used in the radar or satellite. These are usually used in personal applications such as automobiles, buildings, ships, aircrafts and spacecrafts. Aperture antennas, examples are horn antenna and waveguide openings. This will be looking like a horn, therefore it is called horn antenna, usually used in aircraft and spacecrafts. So waveguide is a rectangular body. It looks like a rectangular or circular type. Reflector antennas, the parabolic reflectors used in the TV stations to receive the signal, and corner reflectors used in the radar application. These are high gain antennas usually used in radio astronomy, microwave communication and satellite tracking. So lens antennas, they are looking like a convex lens. It was called convex plane antenna. So next one is convex and convex antenna. Next one is convex concave antenna. So next one is concave plane antenna. These are used for high frequency applications. So next, nowadays microstrip antennas are used. They are either rectangular type or circular type. They shaped metallic patch above a ground plane. Used in aircrafts, spacecrafts, satellites, missiles, cars, mobile planes, etc. So array antenna, first one is Yagi-Uda antenna. It consists of dipole antenna, and these are the director antennas elements, and this is a reflector element. These are olden days. These are used for television. Next one is microstrip patch. There are different of microstrip antennas are connected in series or in parallel, and aperture arrays. Next one is slotted waveguide. The slots are made on the waveguides used for very high gain applications with added advantages such as controllable radiation pattern. So next of the syllabus is solution of potential function. There are four Maxwell equations already I studied. One is del dot E bar is equal to rho by epsilon, that is permittivity, and del dot B bar is equal to 0 as the magnetic field is closed, therefore it is always 0. Curl of E bar is equal to rate of change of magnetic flux density, but B bar is equal to mu h bar, this becomes minus mu dou by dou t h bar. Next one is curl of h bar is equal to j bar plus dou by dou t electric flux density bar, but j bar is equal to sigma e bar and d bar is equal to epsilon a bar. Keeping j bar as it is, we get curl of h bar is equal to j bar plus epsilon dou by dou t e bar. The solution of Maxwell equations for electric and magnetic field is rather difficult. Instead, we can define potential functions related to these fields and find their solutions. Let us consider magnetic field vector A bar defined as B bar is equal to curl of A bar, but we know that B bar is equal to mu h bar. Substitute equation number 6 in 5. We get S bar is equal to B bar by mu. This is equal to curl of A bar by mu from equation number 5. Next, by equation number 3, we get curl of E bar is equal to minus mu dou by dou t S bar is equal to minus mu dou by dou t, but S bar is equal to curl of A bar by mu from equation number 7. We get equation number 8. Therefore, if you take del outside, del cross of, we will get here E bar as it is plus dou A bar by dou t is equal to 0. We call equation number 9. That is V is the electric scalar potential. We know that E bar is given by minus gradient of V or slope of V. Therefore, curl of E bar is equal to curl of minus del V. We will get minus del square V is equal to 0. Equation number 11. Comparing equation number 9 and 11, we will get E bar plus dou by dou t A bar is equal to minus del V. We call equation number 13. Substitute E bar is equal to minus dou by dou t A bar minus del V in equation number 1. We get del dot into bracket minus dou by dou t A bar minus del V is equal to rho by epsilon. Therefore, del square V plus dou by dou t del dot A bar is equal to minus rho by epsilon. Equation number 14. The equation 14 can be decoupled with Lagrange gauge condition given as del dot A bar is equal to minus mu epsilon dou by dou tv, equation number 15. Therefore, equation number 14 becomes del square V minus mu epsilon dou square V by dou t square is equal to minus rho by epsilon. You call equation number A. Substituting H bar is equal to curl of A bar divided by mu in curl of H bar is equal to J bar plus epsilon dou by dou T E bar. Curl of del cross A bar by mu is equal to J bar plus epsilon dou by dou T into bracket minus dou by dou T A bar minus del V from E bar is equal to minus dou by dou T A bar minus del. We get del using the vector formula del into del dot A bar. When you take A bar outside, del bar is equal to mu multiply this side mu J bar minus mu epsilon, you take mu minus outside into bracket dou square by dou T square A bar minus dou by dou T V into del. So this del dot A bar into del into del dot A bar cancel out. We get minus del square A bar is equal to mu J bar minus mu epsilon dou square by dou T square A bar minus 0. We get therefore del square A bar minus mu epsilon dou square by dou T square A bar is equal to minus mu J bar. Call equation number B. For sinusoidal variation, dou by dou T is equal to minus JW. Therefore, dou square by dou T square is equal to minus JW into minus JW. You will get minus omega square. Equation number B can be written as del square A bar plus omega square mu epsilon A bar is equal to minus mu J bar. Therefore, del square A bar plus beta square A bar is equal to minus mu J bar. Equation number 19 as beta square is equal to mu epsilon omega square. The above equation 19 is solved by using Green's function technique, that is del square G bar plus B square G bar is equal to a del in space. Therefore, G is equal to e raised to minus J beta R whole divided by 4 pi R. Equation number 21. Equation number 21 represents the wave traveling in R direction. Here radiation source is at the center and you will get the constant phase surfaces around the radiating source. Let us consider the current distribution in volume del V. Let us take a small volume del V. In this, a small current density is placed here, and to find the field at a point P at a distance R from the origin. So this distance is R bar, R dash, and this is R minus R dash. So the distance of wire is R here. The total magnetic vector potential due to current distribution is given by A is equal to volume integral of mu into current density J bar depends on the R dash into e raised to minus the phase value beta into bracket R minus R dash whole divided by 4 pi magnitude of R minus R dash into dV dash. Next, radiation from the Hertz dipole. It is a theoretical dipole antenna that consists of infinitesimally small current source acting in free space. Although a true Hertzian dipole cannot physically exist, very short dipole antenna can make for a reasonable approximation. Let us consider a generator with voltage plus or minus, and here this is the metallic space charge reservoir plus Q, and below this the negative charge reservoir. The length of this is small l. This is schematic of small Hertzian dipole. The Hertz dipole is oriented along z direction, that is along the z axis, has length, small length dl, and current, small current is I naught, and it is varying sinusoidally, therefore it is I naught into e raised to j omega t. The vector potential due to Hertz dipole is given as A bar is equal to, that is z component of A bar along a z bar direction. We'll get mu divided by 4 pi I naught j bar is equal to I naught dl into e raised to minus j beta into r whole divided by r e raised to j omega t along, that is a z bar direction. Equation number 1. Since the coordinates used for antenna analysis is spherical, therefore AR is given by AZ cos theta, A theta is given by minus AZ sin theta, A phi is equal to 0. And since the signal is not varying along the phi direction, therefore the partial derivative of the term dou by dou phi is equal to 0. The field due to Hertz dipole then given by S bar is equal to B bar by mu is equal to del cross A bar divided by mu. Therefore, S bar is equal to 1 by mu into 1 by r square sin theta in the matrix form. In the first row, we'll get unit vectors AR bar and R into A theta bar, R sin theta A phi bar. In the second row, we'll get the partial derivative dou by dou r along r direction, dou by dou theta along theta direction, dou by dou phi along phi direction. Since there is no relation, therefore it is 0. In the third row, we'll get AR component, next R into A theta component, R sin theta A phi. Since A phi is equal to 0, this term becomes 0. And also, if you see from the matrix, we'll get HR is equal to 0 and S phi is equal to 0. Therefore, we will get only phi component of magnetic field. It is given by 1 by mu into 1 by r square sin theta. So this AR bar dou by dou theta into 0 minus dou by dou phi is 0 into AR. Therefore, this term is 0. Next, minus R A theta bar into dou by dou r 0 minus 0 into r, this is 0. And plus r sin theta A phi bar into dou by dou r r A theta minus dou by dou theta A r. Therefore, we get only H phi component is given by 1 by mu r dou by dou r minus r Az sin theta to the bracket minus dou by dou theta Az cos theta into bracket A phi bar. Therefore, 1 by mu r into mu by 4 pi I naught dl substitute the value of Az into bracket dou by dou r minus r into e raised to minus j beta r by r sin theta to the bracket minus dou by dou theta e raised to minus j beta r divided by r cos theta to the bracket into e raised to j omega t. Therefore, h phi is equal to plus I naught dl e raised to j omega t divided by 4 pi r into bracket plus j beta e raised to minus j beta r sin theta plus e raised to minus j beta into r divided by r sin theta. Call equation number A, where minus 1 by j is plus j. The Hertz component has only 5 components of S bar and field loops are around z axis. Similarly, electric field can be calculated as by substituting H in source free Maxwell equation. E bar is equal to 1 by j omega epsilon curl of S bar is equal to 1 by j omega epsilon into 1 by r square sin theta. In matrix, first row again we get AR bar, RA theta bar, R sin theta, A phi bar. Second row, partial derivative dou by dou r, dou by dou theta. which is dou by dou phi is equal to 0. And also SR is equal to 0, S theta is equal to 0, we will get we have only H phi component. Therefore, ER is equal to I naught dl 4 pi omega epsilon cos theta into e raised to j omega t minus j beta r into bracket beta by r square minus j by r cube. Only you will get ER component. For E theta component, you will get I naught dl 4 pi epsilon sin theta e raised to j omega t minus j beta r into bracket j beta square by omega r plus beta by omega r square minus j omega r cube, equation number C, by solving this matrix. But E phi is equal to 0, and we know that beta is equal to omega under root of mu epsilon. So from equation number C, we compare these two making equal. We get R is equal to 1 by beta, and beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, therefore this is lambda by 2 pi. 2 into pi is equal to approximately 6, and we get lambda by 6. In E theta, there are three fields. One field is inversely proportional to R, it is called radiation field, and it is directly proportional to angular frequency. So another E theta field is inversely proportional to R square, it is called induction field, and it is independent of angular frequency. Third component is inversely proportional to, that is R cube, and it is called electrostatic field, and it is inversely proportional to angular frequency. The variation of E bar with R and W shown here. So this is called the near field before lambda by 6. This is called far field after lambda by 6. And the variation of the static, induction and radiation fields are shown here. So in this the fields are more, but at the distance is more, they are coming towards 0. Similarly, we can draw electric field versus angular frequency. Induction field is constant, radiation field is increasing, but electrostatic field is decreasing. Here R is less than lambda 6 are called near field, and R is greater than lambda by 6 are called far field. Thank you.